we're here at Digital DNA. I'm Danny, this is Alistair, and today we're here with Kevin from Usebecause. So Kevin, tell us what you do. What is it?
Well, what we do is we convert popular soft skill business books into online interactive courses. Think of it this way. Everyone here at Digital DNA are reading books, trying to learn from the people who've gone before them, and who better to learn from the people who've become experts in their field. The issue is you'll remember none of that book. You read a book, you spend your time, effort, and money on these books, you remember none of the information. And the reason is because of a guy called Herman Ebbinghaus back in the 1880s. He discovered something that's called the forgetting curve. It's the rate at which we all forget new information. If you only hear something once, it's gone. Within 10 days, you've forgotten 90% of the information. So when you read all those books, you're wasting your time. The people who wrote those books are wasting their time as well. What we're focused on is helping the individual user retain the information. That's absolutely key. There's so many people out there, there's so many platforms who'll do summaries of books, they'll do audio versions of books, they'll do interviews with the authors.
It's basically like with this millennial, I've only got
6 minutes. Exactly. So that's all brilliant. All those platforms are out there doing that. But if it's only a one hit, if you only read the summary of the book once, you only hear the audio file once, it's gone. 10 days, 90% of it's gone, if you're lucky. So what we're focused on is retention. And the way we do it is through something called spaced repetition, amongst other things. So my background is in education. I was a teacher for 18 or 19 years, and I specialised for a long time in memory techniques, study skills. I taught teachers, I taught parents, I taught students, 35,000 of them over the last few years. And one thing I learned is spaced repetition, and that is to hear something at ever-increasing intervals. So say, for example, when somebody finishes one of our courses, 3 days after they finish, they get a very brief summary through a push notification. 2 weeks after that again, another summary, and then 6 weeks after that again, another summary. So what that does, it helps the individual retain the information just at the point that they're about to forget it. But also built into the courses are all sorts of memory techniques and all sorts of, under the hood kind of nuts and bolts that we can't discuss.
So you mentioned this is business books to start with. One's assuming.
So what we're focused on is soft skills. So it's communication skills, persuasion, stress management, working in a group. Somebody who's newly been promoted into a management role, they need the right training at the right time. A lot of the time, and actually here's another good point, is that the number one way that training is still delivered in 2018 is in-house training. Taking people away from their job 8 hours at a time. And again, gone. 10 days, they can only remember the training happened, right? So what we want to do is give people the right training at the right time. So they say, let's say you're a manager, you want to give somebody who's newly promoted an introduction to management or to working in a team. Rather than just handing somebody a book or taking them away from their job for the whole day, you give them one of our courses, and they do little bits at a time. And it's all the time bumping along in the background. So it's like you said, it's 6 minutes here, 7 minutes there, on the train to work, on the bus. Like, podcasts it's a game changer for commuting. And that's what our courses are as well.
So how do you validate whether someone goes along with the course? Is there any way of you tracking that?
Yeah, so that's all built into our platform. It's all fairly standard. One of the key things we've asked our potential customers is, how would you know if this is actually working? How would you know if it's actually of benefit to your company? And they said engagement, which is fairly straightforward. One of the small wrinkles with soft skills is it's very difficult to quantify them or to put a number on them. A lot of companies know it's important, but they don't want to take people away from their job for an extended period of time, so they'll try something like this. So we've got all those engagement stats built into our platform. So as a HR manager or an L&D manager, you get an admin login, you can see what your employees are actually using. So the main thing is engagement, is to make sure that people are actually engaging, and then they get a certificate of completion as well. So that's a huge thing. I've worked in for.
Everybody loves the certificate.
Everybody loves it. People will pay a premium for a certificate. Yeah. Something they can make on their own computer and they'll pay for it. I don't know.
So I'm imagining this is more of a business to consumer, but what about schools, the ed tech?
Yeah, I think as an entrepreneur, I've had businesses before, and I've definitely had that situation where I'm going down one lane and then you go, oh, what if I did this, what if I did that? I'm 100% focused on enterprise sales and soft skills. If the time comes in the future where people want to white label our platform, and we'll look at that, but not now. Not until we are the...
You're not trying to get distracted.
Exactly. Not until we are the Netflix of personal development. Then I'll look at other things.
You say
so schools, all that kind of stuff, I want to open my own school eventually for kids, but not for 20 years.
Is there anybody doing anything similar? Because it's very unique. Like, you don't hear that every day.
Like I said, there's lots of people out there. A lot of investors I've spoken to, a lot of people I've explained this to, they'd say, what about Blinkist? What about Audible.com? What about MentorBox? What about all these other things? So but they're all one hit. It's all just different versions of the same summary. We're focused on retention, and that's what's really, really important for me to get that point across. Is that it's retention. There's no point in you reading a summary. There's no point in you listening to an audio file if you're only going to do it once. It has to be. There's so much to memory. You have to understand how it works first of all, so that you can actually build that into a system, which is what we've done.
So in terms of the next steps for you guys, where are you mentioned investors? Where are you at with investing?
Well, we've had initial conversations with investors. And to be honest, I was probably a bit early for them. It was a few months, probably 6 months ago now. I kind of put a toe in the water with that kind of thing, and I thought, I'm going to pull back and I'm going to build the platform up a bit more. We've got validate exactly. So we've got about 40 odd books signed up. So we have exclusive rights signed with these publishers and the authors. And what we do then is we go and we convert those books into courses. It takes about 40 to 50 hours to convert a book into a course. And so once that's done, we've got about 15 to 20 potential customers who are looking to trial it. And right now we're in the middle of making those courses. So it's all hands on deck at the moment to get that done. And once that's done, validate it, and then we look at investors again then after that.
But the dream is the school, you say? The dream is the school?
To be honest, I
want to change education? Or
education doesn't need reforming, it needs a revolt. That's
a good statement.
It's true because you look at the way schools are built. They were built like 100 years ago, or the school system built 100 years ago to
Industrial Revolution.
Exactly, to get people into factories. It's totally changed these days, and I mean, I'm from Dublin, and I look at the way the schools are run there. I look at my own daughter; she's 5, and what she's learning in school. Some of it's brilliant. Yoga and mindfulness. I mean, whoever did that when we were 5, right? Brilliant. But there's so much stuff she's learning that doesn't seem to be. I can see where it's headed. I think that's not going to be that much use for her. You know? So, I mean, that's kind of a side. It'll be a side project eventually, but 100% education is my life's task. There's no. I used to be, I suppose, a serial entrepreneur. I used to be the type to kind of have an idea what it is, and it all kind of led into this. This is it. This is the thing that's going to happen. This is the one that's going to be not even financially successful. That's like one of the things I heard before is that, a lot of entrepreneurs, they want to be rich. They want to, have a big exit. And a lot of entrepreneurs talk about an exit before they've even had an entry. And to me, that's weird. I don't understand it. For me, money is a shadow. If you chase after your shadow, you're not going to catch it. But if you move towards light, the money just follows you. Like, you move towards something good and it's going to impact people's lives, and I mean, I don't get me wrong. Like, there's, I'm not like I'm not wishy-washy.
Pay rent.
I mean, I like money. I like money. Don't get me wrong, but it's important to focus on first and foremost what you're passionate about.
Well, that's it. You've got your mission down to a T. And that's what businesses sometimes forget, is whether they're a limited company or a social impact, whatever they're doing, they still have to have that 3, 5 year, 6 year mission. Mm-hmm. And if you've not got that, then you've not got the right planning in place anyway.
Yeah.
So there's another startup here called Book Hacks. I don't know if you've seen them.
I've seen them, yeah.
So
I haven't been over to me yet,
have a chat.
Yeah.
Not in any way the same thing. But
synergy though.
There's a definite synergy,
Brent.
So rock and roll. It's great to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
We hope you have the best time here in Belfast for the next 2 days. And if you join us for a few beers this evening, that would be even better as well.
I might do, yeah.
Happy days. Right, lovely. Cheers, Kevin.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.